Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I should say tonight's episode because I pretty much I can't remember the last time I recorded an episode during the day. Like I never record my episodes during the day for some reason. I don't know why. I'll wait till like the last like couple of hours before midnight, and then that's when I decide like you know what. I think right now would be the perfect time to record my episode. The whole day, like, I didn't really do anything today. Like, to explain my day to you guys, I woke up, I had breakfast, I went to the store, chilled a little bit, took me a nap, woke up, made some videos, and then here I made me something to eat again. Came back upstairs, and now here I am recording my episode. I'm like, man, what episode am I even on? Like, I think I'm on 8 right now, season 12, episode 8 or 9. Like I gotta check, cause I just honestly I don't know until I like publish the episode and stuff. Yeah, I'm on episode 8. I need to figure out like a way to like promote my podcast more. Like I don't even know places to go to where to like promote your podcast. Like I try finding subreddits. I don't even know places like on social media. Like maybe I just need to sit down and then just get all the episodes, start posting them on YouTube and things. Like post like because I got like a lot. Like I need to post like 5 a day or something. Like I was good too. Like I remember I think with the first episode I remember I posted it on YouTube, and then afterwards I don't know. I don't know what happened, but anyways, what I wanted to talk about today was boxing. I think for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I think I could just sit down and talk about boxing because tonight was there's this boxer named Deontay Wilder, and yeah, that guy, he's like one of the best boxers in the world right now. So he goes and he's fight because I didn't even watch the fight. I watched it like the pretty much the last moments of it on Twitter because I'm not spending a bunch of money and things. Like I already spent my yearly funds on boxing for the year, so I I don't know, like I need to sit down and watch one of his fights because I always watch like a few seconds of it on Twitter or something or Instagram. But anyways, yo, when I say this man got some strength, so they're kind of going back and forth, and then Deontay just gives this dude like I think it looked like it was a straight. I don't know. It could have been a hook. I'll need to like look at it again. But overall, he punched the man. All right. He punched that man so hard it looked like the dude's hairspray just flew off his head. Like that's how hard he knocked all the sweat, the hairspray, the Vaseline off that man. It was gone. It disintegrated. It said I don't feel so good, and it just disintegrated. Like that's not normal. Like I retweeted it. If you go to my Twitter account, it's like the last like boxing where like yeah, the last video I shared, and yeah, I'm like that's not normal. I mean, dang. Then yeah, dude gets knocked out. Then he getting up, and then he's like sucking in his bottom lip, and he's like looking around and stuff like that's. See, here's the thing about boxing because I grew up watching a lot of boxing. There was times where me and my dad, we would seriously just sit down, watch some boxing fights, talk about it, and then go about our day. And then, of course, like, you know, like the main ones like Mayweather and Pacquiao, and, you know, then me with this YouTube boxing, like, I grew up watching boxing. But I have never seen a man get, I don't know, like, maybe I have, and I just don't remember. But no, this boxer Deontay Wilder, like he got some hits. That man got some hits, all right. And I'm like that's just not normal to be hitting like that. There's this fight. I might have to watch that fight. But I see that's the thing. I don't want to buy it because actually like these professional boxers that be like 40-0 or something. Like I don't know why they fights be all expensive and things, but. Then I was like trying to see because I know I still got this subscription thing to this like boxing, like DAZN or whatever the name is of it. What I don't understand is that why would they have it where they're like promoting like all these other boxing fights, but you can't watch that one fight? Like I'm sitting here thinking because like maybe if they did have where excuse me, all the boxing fights that are available, because I'm gonna go to this website again. If they don't have this thing available, this fight, then there ain't even no reason of me to go and they're gonna probably start. Yeah, like they don't even show the fight. So there's no reason for me. See, cause no, they had it where I went and had this subscription thing for this boxing like streaming service, whatever you want to call it. It's like a fighting streaming service. I don't know. It's like for sports and stuff. But that doesn't even make any sense. Like y'all like sitting here sending people emails, like telling people, oh, like, yeah, get to us and get all the sport entertainment that you guys want, but we don't even get that fight. And that's like one of the biggest fights. One would think that will be the one fight that you guys will want to stream to get people back into like, you know, into like this your guys' streaming service and stuff. And y'all don't even have that fight. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I canceled my subscription to that thing. I think I did. Hopefully I did. If they charge me again, I'm like, no, I know for a fact I canceled my subscription to that. So, anyways, yeah, I'm like, man, that's just dumb. But I'm like, I've got that subscription thing just to watch this YouTube boxing event. Next time they do one of these YouTube boxing events, they need to have it where it's streaming on YouTube. I don't like this whole like I got pay to stream it on this subscription thing, because no, them subscription things be acting weird sometimes, and I don't like them. Like, because no, when I was sitting here trying to cancel the subscription to this this KSI versus Logan Paul fight, it wouldn't allow me. Now I gotta check. Now I gotta check again because it was acting weird that day. Now I got paranoid. Now I don't know. Like, I know I canceled it. I know I did. My account. See, they're all like, my account is currently unavailable right now. See, that's like the dumb stuff that be. See, you see why I'm like, no, that's stupid. Like, that's some straight up stupid stuff. Because I'm like, if I'm trying to cancel my subscription and they were not allowing me and they talking about, oh, your account needs to be set up or some dumb stuff like that, I'm like, no. My account was set up once when I gave you guys my information to pay for your guys' subscription. Now, if I want to cancel it, that's my decision, not your guys'. So I'm like, that's some dumb stuff. There's like a way I think I found out to canceling things. Hopefully it did cancel, because if they charge me, I'm like, no, I'm calling up somebody that works for this place. I'm like, look, now I know I canceled this thing and y'all just taking my money and you guys having it where my account is messing up and people making it hard for people to cancel their subscription. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. So I'm like, I expect my money back, because I'm like, that's just, I'm like, I'm over here ranting about these people and things, and it's supposed to be about boxing and stuff, but like, yeah, I'm like, ain't nobody gonna be like renting out your guys' service if you ain't gonna have all the boxing fights and stuff. So I ain't fooling with that. But anyways, I'm trying to think. I know Mike Tyson. I had to sit down and watch his highlights, because I was just like, nah, it seems like it was like, yeah, I felt like if I was like getting more into, because I felt like in the recent years I was getting more into boxing and things, and so I eventually, just sat down, was watching his highlights, a bunch of other like boxing highlights. But yeah, Mike Tyson, that dude, he had, especially in his like earlier days, I mean, overall, man, got power. But no, like when they showed him like when in his early days, I was like, dang. Like, that's somebody that you wouldn't want to cross. Like, that's somebody, I'm like, if I was a boxer, I wouldn't want to box him. Plus, the way he be talking, too. Like, there's a time when I don't know what he was trying to, like, I don't know what he was trying to say to necessarily, like, try to, like, intimidate the other boxer. But he was saying some very, very suspect stuff. Like, some stuff that you should never, ever say to another man. Unless you're into men. But if you're not into men, and I know that Mike Tyson is not into men, you should not be saying stuff like that. And I know that Mike Tyson is probably thinking in his head, like, I shouldn't have said that. Even, like, and I know, the reason why I say this, because I remember in Mike Tyson, he came out in this, and on his podcast, make sure you guys go check it out. But on his podcast, he was talking about, or actually, was it his podcast or another podcast? It might have been another podcast. I don't know. But anyways, I think, it must have been on, I think it was on another podcast. But he was saying how he didn't really enjoy his time, like being a boxer. He didn't really like looking back at that like, you know, point in time in his life because he was like angry and things. And so, which is like, you know, it seems like a lot of boxers today, like that y'all be like, it's, I just don't understand that about boxing. Like maybe they just doing it for the money and stuff, or just for the, you know, bring in more attention and stuff. But these guys be like arguing, beefing, calling each other out, be pushing and shoving, trying to punch each other before the fight. And I'm like, I know you guys really aren't beefing. Like, that's when you kind of just gotta look at it and be all like, y'all doing this. Because then, no, right after that, then they shake hands and be like, oh, they're, you know, one of the most amazing boxers that I've ever boxed. You know, like, I definitely get in the ring with them again. They really cool, really talented person. Like, they be saying some stuff like that. Then just to turn around months later, sign this contract to fight them, and then they calling them all out their names, talking about their lies, talking about their family, friends, and a bunch of other stuff. I think the only time where it was like, I think it was, yeah, it definitely was some real fight, like beef between them, was that Conor McGregor situation. That had not when he was, but when he was like fighting in the UFC and things. And yeah, there was like, he went and they was like, so I think because the guy won. And then he said something to Conor McGregor's team, and he threw his mouthpiece at them, then jumped over the fence and just started attacking. Then Conor McGregor started attacking that guy's team. Yeah, I think there's some real beef between them. Like that's they're like, you don't be doing stuff like that. Like, come on now. Like there definitely some real beef between them. But I'm like, but no, even when he was like beefing with Floyd Mayweather and stuff, and it was like when they had their boxing fight. It was like they talked the most crap about each other and things. And even like Conor McGregor, I think he just talked crap in general and stuff. But I think Floyd, I think he had some good things to say about him. But like they still was talking trash about each other. That's why I'm like, if I was a boxer, I don't think I would really say anything to the other person. I'm like, because I don't know you. Overall, I'm getting into this. I'm doing this because I want to fight. Okay? I don't know this person. I'm like, they in my path. I'm going to fight them. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Oh, well. All right? I'm just going to move on to the next day and continue doing what I'm doing. But I'm like, I don't know you, so I ain't going to talk about your moms. I'm not going to talk about your kids. I'm not going to talk about your wife. I'm not going to talk about your team, yourself, nobody. All right? If you try to like get personal with me, I might have like a roasting session with you and say some things about you and stuff. Then that's about it. But I'm like, overall, I'm like, yeah, if I don't know this person, I'm just all like, I'm not going to feed into this. Like, overall, I'll see you on whatever date we fighting and stuff. And yeah, like, then we just see who's like the toughest one then. But till then, I'm like, yeah, all that stuff, I'm like yelling back and forth at the person, pushing them, getting all in their face and things. Then there's times where you see like other like fighters or boxers. And so I think it was like in some UFC fights, but they you'll see them like like when they be doing the weigh-in thing, they be like messing around with each other. I seen the one guy gave the guy some flowers. Then they did like that arm twist drink thing when they twisted around the arms and they start drinking from their drink. What else have I seen? Like, yeah, them guys, they like, I think there's sometimes and like, yeah, they just be having fun. And overall, they probably ain't really beefing and things. It's like probably they just good friends and they just want to give each other a show. But overall, it's like, yeah, it's like them like boxing or UFC. It's like y'all be like getting then that's the other thing about it. So if I'm trash talking this guy, right? Let's say if I was a trash talker, I'm trash talking this guy. I'm talking about I'm gonna kill him, say all these other things. Then I end up losing. Cause no, there was a time when that had happened. It was a UFC fight, and this guy he was getting all in the guy's face, pushing him and things. And people was just all like, oh, he was like, he's a bully, he's this and that. And he looked like he was going to win too. He looked like somebody that just be going around just beating the life out of people and stuff. He had all these tattoos, and I think he was a champion or something like that. Got in the ring and got demolished in 20 seconds. Like, that's the type of stuff that I'm like, I know I couldn't, like, no, I don't want to be a trash talker talking trash to this person. And if I lose, I'm just all like, well, dang, like, I ain't said all this stuff and things. And that's more so, right? That's more so why I think, like, this, like, whole trash talking in boxing or in fighting in general and stuff. Like, if you know you're, like, not going to win, then you should not be trash talking. Like, if you don't know whether you're going to win or not, then yeah, you should not be trash talking. Like, I don't know, they do that, maybe to, like, get their anger up And then they're just like, oh yeah, then it's just like, they're gonna be so angry, they ain't gonna be tactical and things. Like maybe they do it for that reason and stuff. But then it's like, okay, then what if like, because my thing is, right, this person is like trash talking me, and I'm just sitting there just about like, oh, I guess like I don't really care like what he's saying and things like overall. Like I feel like that would make the person even more angry if I'm just showing like no emotions and stuff. They all like, oh, you a trash fighter, you this and that. I slept with your wife and this. I'm like, well, I know that's not true. So I mean, like, like I'm like, all right, like if I'm a trash fighter, I'm a trash fighter. Oh well, like let's like we just gonna wait and see until this date and things like when we fight and things. Like if I lose, I lose. Oh well. But it's like at least people getting their money's worth and they seeing the fight. That's overall what it's all about and things. So I ain't tripping. I'm not tripping. And I feel like then the fighter, he's gonna be all like, why is that guy like not engaging with what I say and stuff? Like why was like he was like, yo, YouTube channel sucks. I hate your videos. TMossBoss is a stupid name. I'm like, yeah, I mean I did create the name to create an account on that iCarly website when that TV show was a thing. Like then people are gonna start laughing. They're gonna be all like, then they're gonna be looking at this guy like he just like you're not getting to him, bro. Like just give it up. Then he started like pushing and shoving me and things. I feel like then that's why I'm just like, all right, dude, like you trying to fight me now, but it's like just wait until the day we fight and things. So it's just like that's all that needs to happen. I feel like that will get to the person mentally. They're just like this person's like not engaging, not showing any emotions, because then they're gonna be all like, nah, something ain't right here. Because I know if I was like trash talking to the person and they're not saying anything or doing anything, I'm like, yo, something wasn't right about that guy. Like something ain't right. Like I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like nah, that man he gotta say something. I'm like I don't care what he says. Like he like your shoes too big. Like say insult me like that. Do something like that. But I'm like I feel like that would get to a fighter's head more than anything. But no, I'm like then there's some fighters. I'm like y'all might be like catching some murder cases. Like cause no going back to this Deontay Wilder guy. There's a time where he was boxing somebody and he was. It's like I don't know why I felt like I got like a whiff of like something like smelling bad or something. Like I thought it was like my hoodie. I'm like, oh dang, I gotta take this hoodie off. Like I wasn't even moving or doing anything. Like that's some weird stuff. Like I thought it was like I don't know. It smells clean. Like I don't know. There's like I don't know. Does that ever happen to people? You just be sitting down chilling, and all of a sudden you just like there's an old smell that just gets to you, and you are like, oh dang, like I don't want to smell that no more. Like I think that just happened to me, guys. But anyways, no. So Deontay Wilder, he goes and he was in this like I think it was like post or not post, but it was like an interview before the fight, and the guy he was Deontay, who was just all like, oh like if I like it's like they said boxing is the only sport where it's legal to kill somebody, so why not use that to my advantage? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, pause. Like, hold on, bro. Like, cause they ain't even no need for that. There is no need for that at all. I'm like, if that's the point, I'm like, this boxer trying to kill me. I'm like, I don't want to fight this dude. I'm like, people can call me what they want, but no, if this man's out here trying to end my life, I'm like, no, I'm not boxing him. Like, this man crazy and he needs to be in an insane asylum. Out here trying to kill people. Like, if I knock the person out, then I knock them out. I hope that they are okay. But if I killed the person in boxing, I never will box again. I never will box again. I've heard like numerous stories in the like recent years. Actually like maybe a couple or maybe a few. I don't know. But anyways, now I've heard some stories though where boxers like got killed in the ring. There is this movie. That movie Cinderella Man, I think, and it was like the dude that he was fighting at the end of the movie. I think there was like an old video of him when he killed somebody and stuff in the ring, and I'm like, I would never box again. I would never ever box again. If they if the boxing association or whoever called me and said, hey, that dude that you boxed a couple of days ago, like he got this crazy head injury and he died, and it was because of that boxing fight, I will retire. I would retire. I would never box again. I'm like, no. I'm like, the fact that I like killed somebody with my bare hands and things, I'm like, no, I couldn't do it no more. I never would box again. I'm like, I'll maybe like would like to defend myself if I get attacked or something, or maybe like train people or something like that. But I would never get back in the ring again. Never. And I'm like, I just like that after some stuff like that, I'm like, nah, I would never feel comfortable in the ring again. Because that's honestly what I'm going to think every time. And then whoever I'm boxing, they're going to be all like, oh, he crazy. Like, and then if I were to like box again, they're going to be all like, oh, this dude crazy. Like, I got to hurry up and take him out before he takes me out and stuff. So, yeah, I never would box again. Never would. I'm like, it would be over after that, because I'm like, nope, I'm out here killing folks. Like, nope, I'm done. So I play boxing video games, but I won't get back in the ring and stuff. So that's why I'm like, I can't give no man no head injury. Then let's say if I become a meme. Like, let's say if I did some old dumb stuff, like I sitting there, I went and tried to swing at the guy, I had missed, came right back around and hit myself across the head and knocked myself out. And then on top of that, the referee counted all the way to 10, and I ended up losing the fight, knocking myself out. That's I feel like, Alex, those are the two things that I'm afraid of in boxing, okay? Killing somebody and becoming a meme. Because if I probably would never box again after that too. I'd be so mad with myself. I'm like, I honestly will probably schedule a fight with myself. Because I'm like, no, like this will not be allowed. Okay, that did happen too. There's one boxer, the guy's like, he was guarding his face, and the boxer went to uppercut him, and his hand, like, glove just slipped, came back, and he hit himself across his head. And the referee kind of had to, like, stop the fight for a little bit. Like, whoa, wait a second. Like, okay. He's like, I don't know what to necessarily do, to you and things. Like, I should take away the point, but I might just be giving that point to, I don't know what to do. Like, look, bro, just don't do that no more. Don't hit yourself across the head anymore. And he was like, if you do that, I'm going to have to end the fight. So that's not allowed. All right, we will not be doing that in this ring. So he's like, you better pull yourself together right now, because that is not allowed. So I can't have that. Can't have that happen to me and things. So boxing is just a different environment. You know, if you into it, you into it. If you're not, then you're not. Because I know people there are like, they're not into fighting and boxing and stuff. But I feel like if a good fight was going on, like, they're gonna be all like, I don't condone violence. But because no, there is a one that the whole YouTube boxing event. There's this YouTuber named Scarce, and he always was like saying in his videos, like, I don't condone violence, this and that, blah blah blah. But he'll be all like, oh, but this fight was like really entertaining and stuff. And yeah, I think even with the first YouTube boxing event, then with the second YouTube boxing event, he was a part of it. He was boxing another YouTuber. I think he lost, but I'm like, really, bro? I don't condone violence, but you turn around and get into a boxing fight. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. But anyways, that's all the time I got for you guys right now. Thank you guys for watching. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're listening to this podcast, thank you too. Make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you're purchasing tickets from SeatGeek for the first time, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss, and it'll knock $20 off your first purchase. So, that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.